Okay, welcome to Robot Doodles. And as usual, we're starting with some simple shapes that don't really mean anything. They're all quite abstract. I'm joining them together with those lovely ziggy-zaggy lines we talked about last time, which can be the robot's articulation system, if you like, joints, elbows, and kneecaps and knees and what have you. Okay, I've drawn those two eyes there, and in a robot, an eye is just a circle with maybe a dot in the middle or not. So we now have a character, and he's got some limbs, and again they're joined. Okay, that's what I call a hand. I'm not going to spend time trying to draw a hand. They're really complicated things. So that's my hand, that kind of scissor device thing. And this sort of slightly biological looking sequence is that. I was going to call them arteries, but they're not. They're robots. They don't have arteries. It's wiring system, if you like. All right. Oh, that was look. I'm drawing a little car. I thought I was drawing a man peering, or a robot peering over from at the bottom of the picture, but I now have a little car with a driver who shouldn't be using his mobile phone. These are they're still just shapes at the moment, but I seem to have drawn one single bird's foot, claw, whatever they're called, and I've coloured in that apple. You get in a bit of a frenzy and forget what you're doing sometimes. We'll see how that goes. I don't know what that circle is. Maybe it's a wheel just hanging off the bottom of that appendage thing. Okay, I didn't know what this was going to be until I drew those two circles, and of course it's a dripping tap, and that would account for the robots having lots of get back to that. It's a rocket ship. Look, I haven't drawn a rocket ship like that since I was a boy. And I think we've got a puppy thing. No, we haven't. It doesn't seem to have it. Okay, if that's a robot, that's its automatic signaling device. And, left, right, straight on. This is where I'm going. You see how great those ziggy-zaggy lines are for changing the direction of you don't have to draw joints or anything. It's just a doodle. Now, when I say just a doodle, that's an important phrase, because the best thing that can happen, my best result for this is somebody sits down with a spare half hour. It's a wet Sunday afternoon and nothing to do, and they've got a piece of paper and a pencil, and they do some doodling. And trust me, there's nothing more satisfying after you've spent a few minutes or a few hours. Hang on, interruption again. You see those legs? They're just triangles and squares. And in the right context, they look like little mechanical things. Sorry, I was saying doing a doodle. And then when you've finished, you look at it and you say, wow, I did that. And you show it to your friends and they say, oh, very interesting. Or they say, wow, that's fascinating. Look at all those bits and pieces going on there. Whatever the result is, it's your doodle. And I say, oh yes, just a doodle. That's important because nobody can judge a doodle. It's just some scribbling on a piece of paper. And if it ends up as something you want to keep, you've always got some blue tack and a spare wall. I do like these little artery cable type things. He's letting off steam a bit there. And these are all little tricks, all these little corner plates. And so that's the dripping tap, you see. That's the repairs. They're all rusted from that dripping tap. Little face going on in there. Who'd have thought it? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, I'd like to do that. I'm going to have a go. As soon as I finish watching this, do finish watching it, I'll have a go at that. Because it is as easy as it looks. You just have to keep your eye open and see what you're actually... Well, having said that, you don't have to doodle robots, of course. You can doodle bananas if you want, whatever you like. But this video happens to be on because robots are they're so easy to do, because once you get these little tricks and cables and rivets and stuff and a few faces and your articulated joints, you're up and running. It's pretty easy stuff. And you can start just with, oh, look at this spaceship going on. I'm finishing them off with some a checkered pattern. Okay, I'm really enjoying this. Look, we're into colouring now, and watching somebody colour stuff in isn't nearly as much fun as doing your own colouring. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit more and doing some cuts to save some time, but we'll cover most of it because you'll see how you can isolate little bits and your finished thing isn't quite as fussy, although I do like fussy. But that green triangle thing in there and the face, they stand out a little bit more with colour, so the black and white fades the background a wee bit, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, at this stage I have to say thank you very much for watching, and there's a subscribe button under this video. If you press that, you'll be subscribing to my channel, and you'll be able to see more of these doodles as they come up, and there's some other stuff there as well. Now in a minute I'm just going to, oh look, that could have been green as a turtle, but I'm not one for cliches. Okay, I'm going to finish off the eyes so they're looking at you and say thank you again for watching. The end.